The central institution for decades in the debate about global governance has been the United Nations. But as I've described the proliferation of regionalism and all of these other mechanisms, clearly multilateralism is not synonymous with the United Nations. And beyond that, the United Nations is no longer one monolithic entity. It never really was. But people were able to say, oh, let's go back to the United Nations. I think you heard Barack Obama say that during the presidential campaign. And as if it were so simple. Say, aha, we'll just go back and channel our diplomatic influence and we'll partner with the UN. But there is no one UN. Depends really on what you want to get done, whether or not the UN is going to be helpful to you or some part of the UN is or is not going to be helpful. There are the core organs, the UN Security Council, the General Assembly, the Secretariat, that most consider utterly dysfunctional and beyond repair. And Ban Ki-moon, in his diplomatic way, has more or less said that, even on the record. He even said about the Secretariat, no one is quite really sure what it does. That tells you something. If the main bodies that most people do identify as being representative of the United Nations are completely beyond repair, that's a bad sign. But I wouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I would say that there are functional agencies of the UN, UNICEF, the World Food Program, and others that really shine through. They really get the job done. They are a last line of defense. There are more peacekeepers active under United Nations auspices today than ever before. They do prevent thousands, millions of unnecessary deaths. They're very important. They deserve the Nobel Prizes that they have won over the last 50 years.